everybody. Welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about highlights from the 2019 Hollywood Reporter Comedy Actress Roundtable, why the influencer bubble may be bursting, and some phrases that will turn you on. Plus, internet sensation Roman McCon joins the table. But first,
guys, Ansel Elgort is going on a selfie spree. The Baby Driver star has confused the internet after posting not one, not two, but 17 back-to-back shirtless selfies of himself in 10 minutes. While many are perplexed by the move, others are just thanking Elgort for his service and for blessing their feeds.
why did he do this?
Why is a good question.
Are we sure he wasn't hacked? Because it doesn't make him look good.
He looks like American Psycho in all these
If he
photos.
weren't famous, he would be reported and removed from Instagram. I think anyone who would ever do this, I would consider to be a domestic terrorist of some kind and have them removed. But he is who he is.
Yeah.
So we'll let it slide.
He does have that movie Goldfinch coming out, so in my mind, maybe it's like his weird way of promoting the film without doing like your typical promotional, like we're talking about it.
Yeah,
So.
and I mean, shortly after this, he did post the trailer.
Yeah.
So it does seem like a way to stir up buzz. This was like a little viral moment for him. I was surprised that he had 10 million followers on Instagram because to me, he's not a big deal, but I guess he really is.
I think he's a big deal just like for his lips. Like his sex appeal thing, I think is his...
sex appeal?
He's
Yeah,
a
he's
good,
he's a good-looking guy.
He's also an actor on the rise. I mean, you know,
He's a good-looking guy, but I don't feel a lot of like sex vibes from him.
I think like what is the third one down on the far right? That's my favorite. I think that's sexy.
It's also hard, like, no matter how attractive the person is, once you see the camera roll of, like, all the selfies they take, honestly, like, I'm just like...
well, it loses the magic.
Oh, yeah.
Like we were discussing
magic
last week with Haley, was like when you take you have to take 1,000 pictures to get that one good thirst trap, but then if you let all of them out there, there's no magic animour. Because we know you spent so much time.
Totally. I agree with you, but there's something happening on Instagram right now, and I think we need to talk about it. And it's this wave of people posting like not the most flattering photos, and like that's really hot right now. Have you noticed this? Like kind of like looking gross.
Right.
That's like a thing.
Like to be
I feel
funny?
like that's been a thing for a while with certain people. Like, certain people knew they could never really compete with, like, you know, the good-looking people. So there has consistently always been, you know, another Instagram.
Yeah, it's a more humorous...
another Instagram.
There's always another, like, reality to live in.
Yeah, but I see that becoming more and more popular of just, like, the most candid, the least filtered things being, like, what people share.
Well, yeah, I get so freaked out when I find out people I know actually use Facetune. Like, I thought that was something that, like, just, like, you know, like, really big plastic influencers use. But lately I found out, like, a couple of people I know actually, like, heavily Facetune their pics. Like, there's people, even now, like, there's people we've had on this couch that I go onto their Instagram and I'm like, yo, I've seen you in person. Like, I don't know what you did. Also, you made yourself look like you're 84.
I thought you were saying there's someone on this couch.
No, there's people who've been on this couch.
Again, another intervention.
You look at Allie's Instagram, she's like 6 feet tall somehow.
The issue with Facetune I've found, because I've played with it before, is that when you like touch the face, it like morphs in a way that like it's easy to pick up on.
Yeah,
but I don't mind a quick like teeth whitening. If you want to do that, go for it. I'm not going to shame you for that if you're self-conscious about it and it makes you feel better.
Most I'll do is like a blemish fix.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Obviously, putting up a different, completely face.
There's some like over airbrushed people out there who look like sexy ghosts.
Yeah.
And like, while I love to have sex with spirits, like you're not being authentic.
Right. Because they're not really a sexy ghost.
Yeah, you're not dead, bitch.
That is some of the best sex I've ever had is ghost sex.
Yeah, they're the best.
The overexposure is a really flattering tool that these ghosts are taking advantage of. Because if you're super overexposed, you can't see your damn ugly face.
This is true.
No, you can't.
Yeah. I'm not a huge selfie person, surprised.
Crazy.
I don't posting, I don't post selfies. I get people to take them of me.
You take photos of yourself topless all the time.
It's really not all, it's in recent and a couple
It's enough.
Let us look through your phone. Let's look through your phone.
It's about, I've seen I think 5 shirtless photos of you on your feed in the last 5 months. That's someone who likes to take selfies.
2.
More than that.
100.
And get ready, because summer is coming. But yeah, no, I try to be strategic about it though.
Okay.
you got. I mean, I just never do the 17 selfies or whatever.
No, of course.
And with Facetune, I've done it. I have a shiny forehead, as you all know, and sometimes shiny lips. So I have sometimes have had to take the shine down a little bit. I've done that.
Take the lip gloss off.
Take the lip gloss off.
Wow.
Well, the 2019 Hollywood Reporter Comedy Actress Roundtable features 7 of the year's most successful female icons. During the discussion, the women dish on their historic roles, set memories, and more.
I love these Hollywood roundtables.
So great.
They are consistently some of my favorite talks. I love that they keep doing this. I hope they never stop. And this one was particularly interesting. I loved every woman at this table, and I love that they had 3 Black women at the table.
Yeah.
That was also, again, like, it wasn't like this just one token. It's like, no, there are like some really amazing Black women in comedy, and I just love that they were recognized in this way.
Yeah, I was just so pleased with this ensemble.
Yeah.
I love listening to them talk. The thing about these like roundtable discussions is just like giving the sensation that you're in this like candid sort of moment with all of these people that are just like untouchables.
Right.
So it's such a fun thing to read or watch.
But hearing them talk about the insecurities of even someone like Jane Fonda, who was in her 80s and looking hot, but also and doing really well on Grace and Frankie, but still having that same sort of that fear of never getting another job again is always there. And Regina Hall agreeing with her, and Regina Hall in a very different place in her career. So that was kind of saying women in different, not only different demographics, different age groups, but doing different things in the comedy world, having similar feelings.
But
really,
isn't that something we can all relate to? Regina was like, I thought there would be a point in my career where I just knew, like, oh, you've done well and work will continue to come to you. And she was like, even after she's been in the industry for like 20 years, she never feels comfortable. She's never sure where that next job is gonna come. And I think like anybody who's ambitious and who's chasing a dream can relate to that. Like hoping there'll be a point where you're not always feeling so anxious about it, but knowing that that's part of what drives you and keeps it interesting.
I'm very grateful that artists have been open about that, because I used to like think that there was gonna be a moment, and now I just know like for the rest of my life, always like no matter what I achieve and how much I do, I'm always gonna be like, but now I need to do this. So like winning the Oscar isn't gonna make you feel whole. It's just you're just gonna always wanna create and level up yourself. But I really do love that they talk about age, because it has been so different. Like I do remember not seeing anyone with wrinkles in shows, especially not sexualized, and like things have changed so much, so to the point where like we actually see a future for actresses past being 40.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
do on that note though, I love how Natasha Lyonne talked about she wishes she would have done more nudity when she was younger. Because when you're young, you're insecure and you're like, don't love your body and you think it's gonna get better. And then as you age, it like, certainly doesn't get better.
That's the message of this show. Like, it doesn't get better.
It really doesn't. It does not. I also really love that Tiffany Haddish point where she shared that she used to put her phone on voice memos and leave it in her purse and then pretend to forget her purse at casting directors' rooms, and then she'd hear them talking about like, oh, she's too urban or she was too this, and like I wish I would have thought of that, because it's so fun. Like you don't normally as an actor get the feedback that you really want. Like they just talk behind your back and then they're like, they're going in another direction. And I always just want to know like, how are you perceiving me? Because that's half the battle, is like you think you're one way, but really like people perceive you so differently.
I would die to do that in an audition. I feel like they never actually like discuss you right when you walk out of the room though, but that's probably just like a lie I tell myself. Because they call in people so quickly after you. So I'm always just like, are they talking about you or do they watch this later? But I want to know what they're saying.
Maybe they were like bigger ones where there's like fewer women leading.
And she even said she actually got constructive criticism from it about like learning how to like really read out loud and enunciate her words that she actually valued. But a lot of it, of course, was racist and sexist, the comments she got.
But I love the women at the table were all shocked. All of them were like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge was like, how many times do you do it? And I think Maya Rudolph called her nasty. She goes, you nasty.
Yeah, I love that. Really it's such a smart idea. And I think the reason why it worked is because you think like people are discussing you in length, but they're not. They're making snap judgments, and that's why those things matter, because it's not really about like your true performance and what happened. It's that real like quick first instinct that they're like, oh, No.
Yeah.
We want sexier.
Yeah.
We want taller. We want shorter.
Yeah.
It's like so
Nothing you can
kind
do
of
about that.
shallow and empty.
You're
and
two-dimensional.
But
Totally,
those
I
things
always
matter.
think it's less about the acting, and it's
Oh,
more
yeah.
just like, I don't know, you remind the casting director of like their school bully. Like you don't
Yeah.
know what it is,
Of
but it's
course.
just like, oh, this is the vibe I get from you. This is how I feel.
Yeah. But also,
yeah. No.
I also liked, thinking of Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and it was so interesting because she's someone who clearly creates and writes, and she talks about writing for Killing Eve this season and not putting herself in it, but also, of course, Fleabag. And also, I kind of seeing the reaction from Jane Fonda for someone who is not a writer but clearly so prolific and successful, kind of with this younger comedic actress who is a writer too.
Yeah.
And hearing that, like, how her journey on Fleabag and learning, like, being so personal and kind of almost portraying a woman she kind of wishes she was a bit, like, in terms of, like, saying, like, fuck you to society. But it was just really interesting seeing the different, like, the writers and the non-writers of the group.
Yeah, I love that part too, because I think there was a moment where they say, you know, if there's not a role for us now, we create it. And kind of collectively, all the women were like, yeah, that's what we do. And Jane Fonda stopped and she was like, wow, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't get to do that. That wasn't really a thing when I was coming up.
Yeah.
That's so funny because I honestly, there's still some people I know who are just actors, and I'm honestly so shocked that they're able to like find roles and be out there. And I'm like sometimes jealous of them because when I go into meetings, people are like, you gotta do it all yourself, kid.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta direct, you gotta produce, you gotta write. And I'm like, that's cool, I can do it all. I'm lucky, I'm blessed.
Yeah, you can.
But like literally, it's a lot of pressure to have to create something all on your own. And I sometimes get jealous, even though I love being, you know, who I am. I sometimes get jealous of people who could just be like, I'm an actor.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I just say other people's lines and get cast. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking write the script. I gotta book this director. I gotta get this camera. And it's like, it's cooler because you know the ins and outs of what it is to be on a set, and you can appreciate everything. But sometimes I'm like, fucking just actors.
On a personal note, I just want to say that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is like my absolute biggest idol, and like I am just so obsessed with everything she's done. And when you look at her career trajectory from like doing Fleabag as a play at Edinburgh Fringe Festival, turning it into a TV show, bringing it back to a play, and like how she's just exploded. I mean, with Killing Eve, she did Crashing before that on Netflix. Now she's writing on Bond 25. She had a part in Star Wars. Like, she is having such a moment right now, and everything she writes is so incredible. She showcases stories of LGBT characters. She is unconventional in so many ways and honest, and I appreciate her work so much.
Agreed. She's unapologetically honest.
Yeah.
And like her humor is so blunt, which I think is like, it's been unique and rare to see.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I love her.
Yeah, I love her.
Fantastic.
Well, we all love Phoebe. To learn more about the Hollywood Reporter Comedy Actors Roundtable, head to www.hollywoodreporter.com.
The social media world is baffled after an 18-year-old Instagram influencer with 2.6 million followers failed to sell just 36 t-shirts. In a since-deleted post, she explained that the clothing company she was working with pulled their agreement once she didn't meet the sales minimum.
Wow. I mean, in influencer world, this is like horrific.
What
right?
do you-
Tragic. Call in the National Guard. I mean, I can't believe this.
What do you think when you hear this? Because my initial thought is that these are predominantly fake followers.
They're
Yes.
bots.
They're bots.
Yeah.
That's my gut. I mean,
mean-
even if she has, I went and I looked at her Instagram, and a lot of her posts have like 30,000, 40,000 likes. Those might be people she's not really engaging with.
Yes.
And I think that's just the takeaway of this is like, have followers who you engage with more than have big followers.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Right?
Yeah, there's also someone.
Yeah.
Someone said, one of the people commenting also, and I'm always roll my eyes a little bit with like people's brands or whatever, but they're like, these clothes don't match what actually she would wear, what
Yeah.
if her real followers, what they would like. Like, I follow some influencers and they post clothes, they sell it like that because, you know, so one guy, he has 170,000 followers. He'll sell out any clothes he posts, but he's posting to a demographic of mostly men who are 25, who look like him, who follow him. So it's like, that's why he's so successful.
Yeah, I agree. The aesthetic of her actual profile compared to the clothing line she designed was completely different. And the clothing line was very dull. It looks
Generic.
like, yeah, it was very generic. It's like what's out there but not as good. So why would you spend any money on that? Like, I think we all want quality products. On top of that, she like was criticizing like a lot of her friends in the social media world that had promised that they were going to promote and then they didn't follow through. And she says she's been there for other people promoting their music and their projects. But I also saw people calling out that her herself only made 3 posts total like promoting that brand. And then none of those posts was she wearing her own merch. And also, like, if you think about the algorithm, 3 posts is nothing. That might have not reached anyone because some posts just don't get out there. So it's kind of like hypocritical. And I did hear people saying that they think that this might be like a whole, like, it's a trick, it's a scam, because I still don't know who this person is. And the only reason we're talking about her is because sob stories like this sometimes get like a lot of attention and will boost sales or boost like, influence. So like, there was like that situation where this girl tweeted, "Oh, my dad's so sad because no one's coming to his donut shop." And then literally like his donut shop blew up because we love to save people. We love to be like, "Oh my God, let's help this old man sell his donuts."
We love to save old men.
Yeah. And like we might be like, "Oh no, this poor girl, like her dream has been shattered." Because like her first post was like very like, "Oh my God, I'll try again." And it's like, I don't feel bad for you, Miss 2 point whatever million.
No, I don't feel bad at all. And I'm all for influencers becoming less important. So if this is the start of a trend, I'm excited about it because I'm not somebody who engages with influencers that much or buys things off of Instagram. I know a lot of people do. It's not really my MO. So I'm like happy to see people like actually seeking out things they want versus like what they feel like they need to buy.
I just would appreciate a general shift into people promoting things that like actually matter and like having a meaningful connection with your fan base. I mean, there's so many people I like a lot of the Queer Eye guys who have just kind of like sold out on Instagram.
Oh my God.
And are just now like, just buy this belt to hang yourself. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do this. It's just like all this crap that it's just like, you could tell they're getting X amount of money for a post. They got a lot of followers really quick. And it's like, that's not why I followed you. I followed you because I loved what you were doing.
Well, I saw Gabrielle Union, who I love. She did a post and it was sponsored by Applebee's or something. I was like, girl, you know you don't eat at Applebee's. You're not eating at Applebee's.
You're Gabrielle Union.
Right. Like, so why? There's just like a disconnect. I love Applebee's personally. I love an Applebe's. They should sponsor me, not Gabrielle.
Not Gabrielle Union.
There's too many ads in general.
That quesadilla burger is timeless.
There's too many ads, and when you just know it's not authentic, and it's like I follow one guy who's like over 100,000 followers. And every post is an ad. I'm like, you cannot be using all these products.
Right.
Like it's crazy.
I know.
It's like, and then with the Queer Eye guys too, it's like, be real to what you are and what you actually believe in and use and want, because that will have more of an impact, and you'll probably end up making more money because you'll do like fewer. I think
partner with people that make sense, because your audience, I've learned this doing stand-up, like your audience is a lot smarter than you think.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
They always are. People are always like, dumb it down, like the masses don't get it. The masses get it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you can also, like, if they don't get it, you can encourage them to get it.
Yes.
People can learn. Like, if you, like, continue to, like, talk down to people, they'll never become smarter. But if you, like, challenge people, they will step up.
Yeah.
Inspire people to read and learn. Absolutely.
Yeah, wow, it's turned into such
Let's fucking delete Instagram, man. I hate Instagram.
Well, Facebook, it's all...
Facebook sucks, and Instagram is just Facebook in a different
I deleted
format.
Facebook.
You did?
I'm done.
You fully got off it?
So I deactivated.
Yeah, wow.
I deactivate all the time. It's like, we need to delete.
I'm over it.
I'm barely on it,
Mine's just for family.
I never go on it anymore. I never go on Facebook anymore. By never, I mean like once a day.
Once in the morning, once
Once
before
in
bed.
the morning, once a night.
Remember when it used to be the time you checked it all the time?
All day.
For that one notification that would change your life?
A guy I liked, think about that time. A guy I liked would post on my wall for everyone to see.
Oh my God.
There
Who
were
posted your wall?
things?
Oh, do you even remember? I mean, I was there at the beginning. You were babies.
No, I wasn't a baby.
No, the wall
I was in 8th grade.
No, in the very beginning, the wall posts were just like one constant wall, so you could go in and edit what other people had written to that person.
Yeah.
Okay, I do not.
It was just
remember
like literally like a chalkboard. Like you could go in and edit things and write your own stuff. It was like really primitive.
Okay, I really
liked it
not
more
around
when
for
it was
that.
just like
take
only
that back, I'm so
college
sorry.
students. That was better when it was just college students. And you couldn't get on it with like your parents can get on it.
Exactly.
It was just college students, and I remember I like faked that I was in college to get on.
Right.
You're
See,
a
I was
criminal.
in college.
I'm a criminal.
I was in college.
You were
Wow.
in college.
Yeah.
Well, now you know. You guys, a resurfaced 2018 New York Post feature has started a conversation about what words and phrases turn people on. While the article claims that saying "I like that" in bed gets people in the mood, Twitter users beg to differ.
This article was really fast.
You know what? The four of us back to talking dirty.
Always.
Wow.
Always. We like to talk dirty. I
did
like that.
I like the Twitter person who did Varus was right.
Yeah, that turns them on.
Turns them on. That's true. Hey, he was.
Dracarys.
Dracarys.
Are you ever having sex with your partner and then you remember something you have to tell them that's not at all about sex, and you're just like, oh my God, wait, I meant to tell you about the laundry card or something?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't say it.
Oh,
You keep it in though, and you're like, clock it for later after we're done.
You gotta be locked in. You can't be talking about laundry.
No,
okay?
but once in a while, when you're getting fucked in the ass, you're like, the laundry.
Yeah, because doing laundry is a lot like getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
If you think about it, laundry and anal are the same action, the same thing.
It's this New York Post article, I'm surprised to no one. Men prefer doing anal and women prefer receiving it. Surprise.
Yeah.
They're just in a very heteronormative.
I love statistically, like, men preferred anal and women preferred being teased. I was like, those are such different approaches.
Men prefer anal and women prefer being teased.
Yeah. So just like, I just love the
Men
how
prefer
divisive
when
that
women
is. Like,
peg them?
well, like, no, women prefer like the teasing and the seduction and the like all of the beauty that comes into the foreplay, and men are like, let's just put it in.
I think
It's like
also
such an
men are
approach.
incredibly sensitive during sex. So if you're teasing them in some way and get them thinking about something else, it completely they are so emotional. They don't like admitting it, but like I've been distracted before through like verbal talk. Like, wait, what is that? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not good enough? Like, what? And you're just like, I can't. Like, okay, we're done. So I think men are also like.
That sounds so fun.
It's so fun.
I thought it was interesting that the top 5 for each were pretty much a complete overlap, even though they're in different order. I thought that was interesting.
Neck kissing, very popular.
And ears.
And ears.
Ears is up there too.
Love a good ear kiss.
Which I've seen out there.
Love a good tongue in my ear.
And smelling good, not a surprise.
That's my top.
Not a surprise about that at all.
You know how easy it is to, like, if I were a man, I would get so much pussy. That's all I want to say. It's just like, all you have
you have the biggest dick energy.
Don't I?
Yeah, you really do.
All you have to do is wear cologne and have $20.
Yeah.
Truly. I swear to God.
No, but like, don't say that, because then men, I've like passed by men on the street and I'm gagging because they've like just doused themselves in cologne. Like they don't, they don't follow instructions. That's the problem. They're like, cologne.
Literally, it's terrible. Oh, when you walk into a locker room, it's just like it smells just like a wave of cologne hits you.
Guys are definitely so much more sensitive than
Yes.
and they're portrayed to be. And the falling on like this neg. You know how guys neg?
Yeah.
Like, I really hate that. I ran into a guy the other day, and he was like, Allie! I had no idea who this guy was. No recollection of his face. I went, do I know you? I'm so sorry. And he spent the next 5 minutes berating me about how I didn't remember him.
Oh my God.
And I was like, didn't I meet you like once, like a month ago for 20 minutes, for 20 seconds?
Yeah.
And he was like, it was a couple minutes. How can you not remember me? I'm like, do you know how many boring, unfunny white dudes I know?
This is reminding me, did you guys see that article about incels getting plastic surgery because they think that like their face is what's holding them back from like getting sex?
Oh my,
it's so insane.
What do they get it to be?
They will basically like make them have more masculine features, so they'll get like those like big wide chins and like make themselves have like, you know, dude eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, it's just they like basically like beef up their faces thinking that's gonna save them, but it's like, no, you hate women, and like women know that you hate women, and women don't want to be with someone who probably wants to murder them.
Who's rude.
Yeah. Oh my God. I saw a guy post on Facebook the other day, and this is actually serious. He was like, write the female comics you hate the most, and I'll troll them on YouTube.
Oh my God.
And get them like downvoted. And he was threatening to come and like kill a ton of female comics, and the NYPD are after him now.
That is so crazy.
Wow, the NYPD are actually after him? Are you sure they're not joining him?
Are
you sure? Did you read that wrong? I feel like cops would be like, yeah, female comedians, they fucking suck.
Let's arrest them all.
Jesus, imagine if my wife got a microphone.
I was just about to say, I don't want to hear my wife cracking jokes over the ziti.
Yeah, no, you guys listen to Las Culturistas, that podcast?
Yeah.
They were just discussing this with sexuality and like how heterosexuality is like changing a bit, and there's like there's some men who like who genuinely want to connect with women, and like there's some who just do not like women, either some repressed sexuality they have within themselves, repressed hatred of femininity or whatever, and that's so clear more and more with like your instance with the guy being so mad at you for not remembering him. Every instance Shannon has, I feel like, on the subway.
I feel so bad for straight women who are truly trying to find straight men. Like that to me is impossible. Like you're not gonna find a straight man.
Well, that's the thing. I think we need to open up our perspective. What is?
I'm not the authority. I'm having a hard time dating out there, so.
Brittany's
Like,
like,
don't look at me. I haven't found
I
a
was
good
like,
one.
I haven't found him.
Brittany
and
pulled
it's
out a
very tough.
stick and was like, girl.
You don't even know.
You don't
You
even
know what?
You have no idea.
Brittany and Lucas are going to the Polo Classic
Yeah.
this
are.
Saturday, and
We're
I
gonna
think
go.
some people might leave with husbands.
I'm really into Argentinian men who play polos.
I mean-
so,
You are.
How hot was Nacho?
Nacho is beautiful.
Bring an umbrella because it's definitely gonna rain.
No, it's not, Shannon.
It is.
It's raining men.
It's gonna rain, no doubt, without a doubt. And also, I don't know, bring a gun because there's killer instincts there. Seriously, like
Did you say bring a gun?
bring some weapons, some self-defense. I seriously was attacked by that man live on this show,
God.
and no one did anything to save me. Everybody was like, LOL, LOL, and that's how much you guys care about women's lives.
Yeah.
I'll take a pillow and stuff it in his face just for you.
Yeah,
How
thank
about
you.
that?
I'm just gonna do that to him and his horse as he's playing. We're like, wow.
As the rain comes
Yeah.
pouring down.
It is
It
supposed to
shall
rain
rain.
and thunderstorm,
It's
actually.
Yeah.
raining men.
Hallelujah, it's raining men. And we're like, we had enough.
Amen. Well, guys, moving on. 7-year-old Roman McCann is an internet sensation who has saved and rehomed 1,900 dogs across the country with his organization, Project Freedom Ride. Now you can catch him in the 2nd season of Dodo Heroes, which features new stories of animals in need across the globe and the people who go to extraordinary lengths to help them. Take a look.
When I post a video and doesn't get any response, all I think about is getting the dogs adopted.
Good boy. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Hi, everyone. This is my pal, Rocky. He's super sweet. I'm really worried about Rocky. And Noah. They don't need a kennel that's like this size for dogs that's this big.
If Roman makes a video and that dog's not adopted, he's like a man on a mission.
Come on, Noah.
Oh!
I was not expecting.
He's a fighter, and he wants them out, and he's determined, come hell or high water, he's getting them out.
He's a crazy puppy.
Yeah.
Trust me there. We made a video for him last week when he came, and still has not gotten adopted. And a home that... Okay, thank you, bud. What makes me sad is that these dogs just won't get the home they need. Here, buddy. If they've been in the shelter for a long time, they really need it.
Everyone, please help us welcome Roman McCann. Roman, first we got to point out that bow tie. What's on there?
It's some dog bones and I think some dog paws.
Ooh, it is really on topic because that's one of your you love animals.
I love animals very much. They're one of my favorite things in the whole universe.
Oh, us too. So tell us about this show, Dodo Heroes.
So Dodo Heroes will basically my episode airs June 22nd, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the whole series it airs the 1st of June, I think.
Yeah.
And my episode's 1 hour about what we do at the shelter, basically.
Yeah.
And it's also about Project Freedom Ride.
Yeah, what is Project Freedom Ride?
Well, Project Freedom Ride helped relocate unwanted animals from high-kill areas like Georgia and Texas, and it takes them up to the northeast, I think, and the Pacific Northwest.
Wow.
Wow,
Hey,
George is
'cause-
really loving killing. Yeah, George's not okay.
Because there's a euthanasia rate, and the farther south you go, the more high-kill it gets.
Wow.
So that's why you want to get them out of the south and get them up north where there's more people,
Preach.
and there's more people but less dogs.
Yeah. And you have helped rehome 1,900 dogs.
That's
Wow.
correct.
That's more than great. That is amazing. So why is that important for you? And then what does it take to rehome a dog? How hard is it?
Well, it takes a while to rehome a dog.
Yeah.
Because if it's an older dog, it takes a while.
Yeah.
But the younger puppies, like puppies and stuff, get adopted within like 5 or so days after coming to a shelter, after they get off their stray hold.
Yeah.
But to rehome a dog would be about, it's pretty crazy in the process of homing a dog. So you have to take a dog. We take a dog into a play yard, play with it to burn off energy before we play. Before we make a video for it. And in the videos, we'd say like, this dog is 5 years old, let's say, and it's a low-key dog. Wants a family that's not crazy, but it'll give it lovin's or something like that, and if it's kid friendly or not. Basically, if it were kid friendly, you'd see in the video. but yeah.
Yeah, that's really amazing work that you're doing, and I think you're definitely helping a lot of puppies.
So are you the tester to see if the dog's kid friendly or not? They just send you in, and if he's mean to you, you're like, this one's not good.
Basically, it'd just be how they react when I walk by their kennel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, my older brother just adopted a 5-year-old dog. So
that's great.
That's great, and he's so sweet. His name's Bodie. He's a Dalmatian. He's really cute.
That's really cool.
What made you want to start helping animals?
Well, I want to start helping animals when I was right on my 4th birthday. I wanted donations instead of presents from friends because
So nice
I
of
wanted
you.
to donate. We got $200, and I donated that to the local shelter in Texas because we were living there at the time. So we gave it to the shelter to cover for like treats and stuff. And then once we moved to Washington, my mom started a nonprofit called Project Freedom Ride, which is what relocates the unwanted animals. So our first transport was December of 2016, and then my mom thought it would be a one-time thing, but it actually continued. It was 31 dogs on that transport, and then we just kept on transporting, and then from 31 dogs to 1,900.
Wow.
It's a big step.
So
2 years.
you go into these shelters and you make these videos that go viral. Now, I don't think if I did that, they would go viral. What is your secret to making these viral videos?
Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
You're a smart man.
kid.
You're a smart man.
Smart kid.
Oh, and so do you only rescue dogs, or do you rescue other animals as well?
I rescued other animals. I think I've rescued cats. I think I've rescued a couple cats. I made a video for a guinea pig and it got adopted.
Wow.
I named him Niblet. He liked to nibble on my arm hairs. He was sweet though.
That's cute. And how do you feel when you see a dog finally in that new home?
I feel great when a dog is in a new home because it makes me feel like I got live out of a shelter.
Yeah, absolutely. And you appeared on Ellen's show, and she awarded you with $20,000, which is insane. Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What did you do with the money? Do you have any extra you could share with?
With us?
I'm just joking.
That money all went to Project Freedom Ride.
Wow, that's so amazing. Do you have any dogs of your own?
I have 3 dogs of my own.
Tell
Their
us
names are Luna, Rue, and Zion. Luna and Rue are the 2 oldest. Rue is my dog, and Luna is my dad's dog. And they're 2 females, and they're Australian catalog. Well, Luna is an Australian catalog lab and Brittany mix, and Rue is a healer shepherd mix, we think. And Zion is a pure breed lab and he is 10 months of terror right now. He is acting like he is terrible.
Ronan.
He is a bad dog.
Bad dog.
Wow.
He's bad.
Well, aside from dogs, what are your top 3 favorite animals?
Probably, tough choice. I have lots of favorite animals. Maybe horses?
Cool.
Good choice.
Now remember, this
So
is set in
many.
stone.
So
You can never
many.
change it.
For the rest of your life.
Kangaroos?
Lions?
What
Giraffes?
about lemurs? Red pandas?
Lions.
I'm trying to think, but
Too much pressure?
yeah, I have.
Dragons?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
They were real, right?
They're
I
real
have-
in here. Yeah.
I have tons of favorite animals. I just can't pick.
That's good. That's good.
That's
I
right.
love that. And tell us, what's next on the bucket list for Project Freedom Ride?
We'll see what happens after our episode airs from Dodo Heroes, because might get lots more dogs saved in the next couple years.
Well, here's hoping. Roman, you're our hero. Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep up the great work, okay?
I will.
And the second season of Dodo Heroes premieres Saturday, June 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern on Animal Planet. And look out for Roman's episode on June 22nd. That's all from us. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same table.
Bye, everyone.